What's going on, guys? Ziggle here. It's been quite a while since I've actually done a commentary, and I thought everyone's going to be talking about WWE 2K14. I might as well put my opinion in and what I think the theme of WWE 2K14 should be. Personally, I think they should go for another era theme like they did last year with the fucking Attitude Era. But they could like do version 2 of part 2 of the Attitude Era from 2000 to 2001, including the Invasion storyline, the McMahon-Helmsley regime, the corporate ministry, all these things that happened during that 1 year period during the Attitude Era to the end of the Attitude Era, if you get me. But this is why I'm not here to talk to you guys about that. I'm talking to you guys about the Ruthless Aggression Era. The Ruthless Aggression Era, if you didn't know, it was an era in professional wrestling which started back in 2002 and ended in 2007. That 5 year period of wrestling which was pure and awesome, and you don't see it anymore. You had matches like Cactus Jack versus Randy Orton from Backlash in 2004, and the Hardcore match, which was really epic. If you haven't seen that match, check it out on YouTube. Really epic match. There was other matches like Triple H versus Kevin Nash, Bad Blood inside the Steel Hell in a Cell. You had hardcore Divas matches. You had Goldberg, Brock Lesnar. You had Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, Big Show, Brock Lesnar when they broke the ring. Some key moments happened in the Ruthless Aggression Era that changed WWE forever. So if they went for the Ruthless Aggression Era in WWE 2K14, there's some storylines you could do over the two period of from 2002 to 2005. The 3 year period from 2002 to 2005. You could have an Evolution storyline from when they formed and when they broke up back in 2005. You could have an Undertaker storyline, so beginning when he was Big Evil in 2002, and you could have him when he changes back to the Dead Man at WrestleMania 20. You could have the rise of John Cena, so how he started off from being a rookie and how he transformed during that 3 year period. You could do a Kurt Angle storyline, which would be pretty interesting to see. Maybe a DX storyline from when they went to reform in 2002, when Triple H sucker punched Shawn Michaels and gave him a pedigree, and which set up that big feud back in 2002. You could have a Randy Orton storyline. Now this is why I like they should do Ruthless Aggression. You could do a Randy Orton storyline, but the Legend Killer gimmick. So you could see some legends return into that game. You could have Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan, Sergeant Slaughter, Jake the Snake Roberts. There's just a few legends that I've come up with that you could put into the game, because they did have a major feud with those legends during the Ruthless Aggression Era. So if you went for the Evolution storyline, you could do so when they formed, when Randy Orton won the world title, but you probably couldn't do that because Chris Benoit won't be allowed in the game because of his suicidal death that he did back in 2007. So that was one part that will be cut out. So if they went for the Evolution route, they have to pick some key moments, but not when Randy Orton became the youngest world champion in WWE history. If they went for the Undertaker match, well, Undertaker storyline, they could do matches with like Brock Lesnar from back in 2003 in the Hell in a Cell. The Jeff Hardy ladder match for the Undisputed Championship back on Raw in 2002. You could have Undertaker versus Mr. McMahon at Survivor Series in that Buried Alive match, which would set up the match for WrestleMania 20 against Kane when he returns. That's what I was on about before, when you could have Big Evil turn into the Dead Man. So you'd see a few tag teams return if they went for the Ruthless Aggression Era. You could see 3 Minute Warning return, which would be pretty cool to see. If you don't know who they were, it was a tag team with two big guys called Rosey and Jamal. Jamal, aka Umaga, and they had Rico as well as their manager. You could see the Dudleys return, including Devon, Spike, and Bubba Ray. You see the Hardy Boys return because Jeff Hardy's contract, I think it's expiring soon in TNA. So you could see them return La Resistance. They're a French tag team which was in WWE during the Ruthless Aggression Era. You would have the world's greatest tag team, Los Guerreros, but probably not Los Guerreros because Eddie Guerrero, he'd be in the game, but Chavo wouldn't be allowed because of his TNA contract. Hurricane and Rosey, Booker T and Goldust. They're just a few tag teams that could be in the game if they went for the Ruthless Aggression. But now you could see some big superstars return to the WWE game franchise. You could see the likes of Goldberg making a return, because we haven't seen him in the game since SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain. You could see Scott Steiner, Kevin Nash, Batista. Who else was there back in the day? Well, I've give you 4 there, and there's probably some other guys which are big back in the day. But then you could see Rob Van Dam back in the game for the Kane storyline. You could do a Kane storyline from where he unmasked and how he raised havoc with Shane McMahon. So what do you guys think about if WWE 14, aka 2K14, went down the route of a Ruthless Aggression Era storyline based game? Leave it down below in the comment section below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.